Have you ever heard of the FIRE movement? If not, let's talk about autism and FIRE. Hello special family, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hello, I'm Autism Mom, and on this channel we talk about autism and everything in between. If you'd like to be part of our family, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Today's topic is autism and FIRE. What is FIRE? No, it's not what you think. Ramsey is not trying to burn down my house. FIRE is an acronym. It stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The idea is you work when you choose to, or if at all. By following a very aggressive saving and investing strategy, people could get to a point where they retire at a very young age, sometimes younger than 30. FIRE is pretty much attainable for anybody, and some people may take longer than others. It all depends on your situation. But you can follow your own plan as you seem fit for your life and make it work for you and get to it the way you want to. Full disclosure, I am a passionate advocate for the financial independence movement. I stumbled upon them 3 years ago while I was looking for a way to spend more time with my kid at home and things I could do to not be financially stressed while trying to do that. I stumbled upon Dave Ramsey, and from doing more research the Dave Ramsey route, I landed in the FIRE movement, and I've been hooked ever since. So let's talk about this FIRE a little more. So basically, as long as someone can get to a point where their investment is making as much as their living expenses long term, they have achieved financial independence. Getting to that point is not easy. It's harder for others than some, and especially we as special need parents. We have extra expenses because we have our special need babies, so it's a little harder for us. But we can argue that this difficulty has more to do with the lifestyle rather than your personal income. So it depends on how you spend the money versus how you get the money. So if you want to achieve FIRE, there are certain questions that you have to ask yourself, and there are certain steps that you have to take. Let's start with the most important question. Why do you want to achieve FIRE? What is your why? For me, it's to be a hands-on mom for my autistic son. I'm sick and tired of teachers or nanny calling when I'm at work, of course, and then my child is having an uncontrollable meltdown where he can't be calmed down. I have to come pick him up and my boss won't let me leave. Or if I leave, I get the ultimatum of go and be fired or stay and not be fired. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So this is my why. You're going to have a why, because this is not an easy road. And sometimes you would want to quit. But when I get home and look at my son, I get motivated real quick. When I think of me being able to be there for him whenever necessary, I get motivated real quick. So that's my why. To be a mom to my son first. And I want to be my own boss. So that's my why. Second thing, you have to have a discussion about FIRE with your spouse if you have one, or your partner. Why do I say that? The things that it takes to achieve FIRE are not going to be easy, and you don't want to spring it on your partner or spouse without having a proper discussion with them about it. This transition on the road to FIRE might require some disruption in your spouse's daily life, and it might be too drastic for them, and that may discourage them from being on that journey with you. So the best thing to do is you have to see first if they're open to the idea, because 2 heads are better than 1 and 2 salaries are better than 1. I'm just saying. My partner, for example, said from the beginning that he's not willing to sacrifice vacations. When I explained to him why I wanted FIRE, he was on board. He still is on board, but I had to compromise. We're not sacrificing vacation because that's our family time together. So, but he does see why I need fire in my life. Because I'll give you another example. My partner works overseas, and when he comes home, I have to be at work. He comes home for the holidays, but the hospital works 24/7. The hospital doesn't have downtime. And he's home for Christmas. I have to work on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day. And it gets to him because here he's traveled half across the world to be with his family. And I'm at work. I can't even spend the time with them. So that's a little annoying. And for me to have that independence or that freedom to spend time with my family, I would either have to have 1, financial independence, 2, freedom. So in order to achieve that, I have to achieve FIRE. That's how I look at it. What is your FIRE number? Many people overestimate how much money they need to say goodbye to their 9-to-5 work life. There are 3 steps to calculating your FIRE number. Determine your annual expenses. Choose a safe withdrawal rate. In the FIRE community, that safe withdrawal rate is 4%. And then, third, do a little bit of math. What do you mean? A person needs to save up to 25 times their annual expenses in order to become financially independent, assuming they plan to live on 4% of their nest egg each year thereafter. So for example, I can live on $40,000 a year or less, but I want to play it safe, $40,000 a year. So now I have to save up 25 times my $40,000 a year, which is $1 million. If you want to calculate it different, remember I said 4%. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year. So that's how we do the math on that. So some people like to play it safe. They would like to save 30 to 35 times their annual expenses. And that's a good thing. So they want the cushion. But once I hit that FIRE number, I'm not stopping. My goal is to continue to build wealth and to inspire people to explore the financial independence movement as a way to achieve economic freedom. Because I know what economic freedom means to a parent like me, especially special need parents. Economic freedom means everything to us. And generational wealth is my #1 priority. So, what is your FIRE number? Next, get your debt situation under control. Yes, get your debt situation under control. Imagine being stuck at a job you hate because you have all these bills and debt that you need to pay off, but you can't leave the job because these bills and debt depend on you to be paid off. So now you're at a job that you hate, you can't leave, you have bills. Imagine not having those bills and having that freedom. Imagine you don't actually need them. Your stress level goes down, your attitude becomes more pleasant because you know now that you don't really need the job to survive. So once you get rid of your debt and these excessive bills, maybe that are not even necessary, you have some breathing room. You need a budget. Yeah, you heard me. You need a budget. We all know what kills our household income if we don't pay attention to it, and that's housing, food, and transportation. If these 3 are not under control, you don't really see a big impact on your finances. So you have to handle these 3 first. Well, how am I going to handle these 3? Well, live below your means. Your last name is Johnson, not Joneses. Don't try to be like the Joneses. Do you really need that big new car you just bought? That gas guzzler? Or can you afford something a little less on gas? Is it gonna make a difference in your wallet if you get something that doesn't require so much gas? Is 1 income enough? A key to building wealth is to change your thinking. Don't think that your income is limited to your salary or an hourly rate set by your company. Open your mind to the possibility that your time and contribution is worth way more than whatever you're making at your job. I believe in having multiple streams of income. It's the most efficient way to build wealth. Smart people have learned that the best way to build wealth is to turn your active income into multiple passive income machines. And if you've learned anything from this pandemic, it should be that the one income is not enough. Once you have multiple streams of income, you will be able to pay down your debt faster, and you'll be able to invest at a faster rate. I mean, also investing outside of your workplace accounts. How much money are you saving? It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. You can make $1 million today, but if you squander it tomorrow, it really doesn't matter a whole lot that you made $1 million, because it's not there anymore. If you have no problem with retiring at the traditional age, then you can save the recommended 15% for retirement, like Dave Ramsey said. But if you want to retire early, then 15% is not enough. If you want to calculate your savings rate, then you would want to divide how much money you save and invest currently, like Jack and Miley here, by your gross income. Max out all tax advantage accounts. So we've seen that saving less than 20% per year probably isn't a great idea if you want to retire early. One of the best ways to increase that savings rate is to use tax-deferred retirement accounts like 401ks, 403b, or TSPs, whatever you have access to. You should max that out if it's possible. Not only does every dollar put into that account go towards your saving rate, but the government will help subsidize your effort by giving you a tax break, and you'll save on your federal taxes. Some employers also give a match. Always take the match. If you don't do anything, take the match. And all of this will equal to more money and compound interest to get you closer to your FIRE number. So, invest more, max out your tax advantage accounts, and that increases your investment rate. Do you have a Roth IRA? If not, open a Roth IRA and max it out every year. You can tap into your Roth IRA sooner than your 403b or your 401k. In 2021, the max is $6,000. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that offers tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals in retirement Roth accounts. They also have several advantages over traditional ones for early retirees. They're funded with after-tax dollars, and you can withdraw contributions you made to your Roth IRA anytime, tax and penalty free. However, you may have to pay taxes and penalties on the earnings in your Roth IRA before age 59 and a half. So please get some expert advice from an accountant or the IRS website first before you make any moves or withdrawals. Open a brokerage account. Invest outside of your tax advantage account after you've taken care of your 401k or 403b, your Roth IRA, and your HSA. Max these out first, and once they're maxed out, you can invest your money in the general stock market on your own, and that's with a brokerage account. I personally invest in ETFs and index fund. I open an account with Vanguard, and I invest in index funds and ETFs. So the money in my Vanguard account can be used to subsidize my living expenses in between the time when I can actually tap into my workplace accounts. The accounts that I personally have are 403b, HSA, ABLE account, Roth IRA, and a brokerage account. Those are the accounts that I have in pursuing FIRE. As an autism parent, I would love to be financially independent so I could teach my son the simple things in life that he struggles with. My dream is to be self-employed so I can give my passion project a great push. This passion project is being an autism advocate and teaching people on YouTube about autism. For the people that think like me, the only thing holding some of you guys back is the investing part. I know it can be scary, but fortunately for you, there are a lot of financial books out there. I'll link a few, or I can tell you a few on the top of my head. Boglehead Investor, The Simple Path to Wealth. Yeah, those are the two I could think of off the top of my head. But there are a lot of books and courses out there that you can take from people who have already achieved FIRE or financial independence. So please take advantage of that. You don't have to be an autism parent to take advantage of that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there want to have their mind at ease knowing that they're financially independent and that they can retire early if they choose to. So welcome to the FIRE community, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.